5 Questions with LeRoy Butler. Now, here's Tom Silverstein.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to 5 Questions with LeRoy Butler. Here we are, 7 games into the 2024 season, and the Green Bay Packers are 5-2, coming off what was a pretty impressive win over Houston, all things considered.
I thought you'd be one of these humbug types.
Yeah, I mean, and still, they were without their top receiver and 4 or 5 guys on defense. But, there were a lot of things to talk about in that game. A lot of things to talk about. What stands out to you?
Well, here's the thing. I want to go backwards and forwards. McMahon God is good, because you think about 3 weeks ago what he probably had to go through mentally off the field with all the allegations. Then you get cleared and the Packers are comfortable. Then you get the phone call. We need to see you. And you come in, and this guy kicked in a Super Bowl. I mean, and you're thinking, okay, his first kick, the extra point, it was loud.
Mm-hmm.
But when he kicked the walk-off, I don't know when the last time we had a walk-off kick at Lambeau, but it was loud. And when he did the leap with his helmet off, I said, that's amazing. Because people were nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had called timeout, he made it. They said, well, what are the odds of him making it again? But when you're 33, you're a grown man, nothing bothers you. I mean, you just step up there and kick it. Now, but real quick, Whelan, the holder / punter who got the game ball from me, that was a pretty fantastic hold.
Oh, that was a terrible snap.
Yeah,
the snap.
If that was a young kicker, he probably would have hesitated. The next thing you know, but no, go through your routine. I got you. That's what makes your punter probably more valuable in this game than he's ever been. Not to mention booting some 50-something yarders when we're backed up.
Yeah.
And because they had field position for a long time. So to me, the excitement of having a walk-off, because when they lost to the Saints, then the guy missed the kick. That's how I think he missed it.
You mean last year?
Against the Saints, when we won 18-17.
Yeah.
And it was like, great. But,
yeah,
so when he made it.
This time it was just a walk-off.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome. So, and everybody stayed. We had the winter warning with all white. So it was something to behold. But I think coming out of the gate, the Packers saying they were missing so many starters on defense, we're going to throw the football.
Yeah.
And I think running the football probably would have been the way to go, because Jordan, for some reason, he's still off.
Yeah, well, it's like you have to reconcile the fact that he can throw this dime to Tucker Kraft across the middle. That it reminded me a little bit of, and I hate to make the comparison with Favre. I'm not doing that. I'm comparing a throw.
I got you.
Do you remember that throw to Mark Ingram?
Yes.
It was about a 15-yard laser. I still don't know how Mark Ingram caught that, and I still don't know how Tucker Kraft caught this one. Just missiles.
Because when it's going through somebody's body, hand, an arm, a helmet, and you catch it on the other side, they practice that. But for him to catch it,
remarkable.
I mean, the guy read it perfectly, but the zip on that ball was amazing. And then the one he threw to Wicks in the corner.
Perfect.
I mean, so you're thinking, okay, he said the interception to Watson got away from him. He's coming over. He's open.
Yeah.
But the first interception, though, he knew that coverage.
Well, let's go back to the interception to Watson.
Yes.
In fairness, I didn't see this when I was watching it live, but Danielle Hunter breaks free from Zach Tom, and he sees him coming, and he takes a hit, and he's moving to his left, and the ball sails on him. So if he's clean in that pocket, I think that's a good throw and not a bad decision. Because I think Christian Watson had the guy.
Oh, yeah, he had him.
You know, with a good throw, it's a 25-yard gain.
Agreed, yes.
So I'm less willing to put that on him. The interception that you're talking about to Wicks, so that's either on Love or it's on LaFleur, because did Houston know that this play was coming? Did they read a tendency that on 3rd and short they're going to run a little stick route with Wicks, and they play the zone and have that guy, because the corner came off of Romeo Dobbs, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Is that a gamble or what?
Yes. And we know out of these formations, these are your tendencies, because they get paid too, so they study it. Minnesota run the same thing. Minnesota's defense is what's destroyed the Texans. And remember, we had problems with Minnesota's defense. You don't know when they're coming out. They're in there, they're coming out, but you'll gamble and roll up to the 3 receiver side. If you run the stick, that's your play. All week, I bet you they told that guy, he's going to throw it to you. Because sometimes we go through our tendencies, they also go through our tendencies. So you have to put a stick and go on it, or you come away from it. Just get away from it. Because I very rarely put anything on coaches once there's no communication. Because I'm the last one to make it work or not work. So it's on me. That makes me a better player. Okay, I'm going to learn from that. The same thing if you go back to when Rodgers was playing, and when they played Minnesota, the guy was up in there, came back, and he threw it, and it was a pick six. He understands that coverage. But sometimes we don't believe what we see. So your film study teaches you, okay, I get it. In this formation, we run the stick, say it's a stick, 32% of the time. They'll tell us on defense, probably not going to run it. It's the stick and go. But if it's a play that's always successful, then Fred Shermer will put it high on the list. If I see this formation, this the call I'm calling. And you feel good about it. And sometimes they can put in wrinkles, but coaches don't like to do that.
Yeah.
Their system is their system. So, and that's when I think LaFleur says we got to give him better plays or better something. He's kind of saying that, okay, I got to give you kind of a weapon to use if you recognize it. Oh, this that one coverage. I'm going backside to the slant.
Right.
Or I'm going to tell, like Brett, real quick, Brett would tell Chewy, instead of stick, Chewy, do it. Stick and go. Big play. And if it's wrong, fine, we just don't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
We'll just go to the check down.
And maybe the learning point, teaching point is, you know, that guy who was kind of hovering, who tipped the ball, came over, read him. And if he's starting to come towards a little step this way, then you go out to Romeo Dobbs, who's wide open on the end. But that's the game. Sometimes they get you, sometimes they don't.
Here's the thing, I disagree with Gary on our Leap 36 podcast. He seemed to think that Jordan Love still has training wheels on, he's learning. I disagree with that. I disagree. He's played, well, matter of fact, I think C.J. Stroud probably played more games total. Yeah. He played from a rookie total games. But Jordan has been around enough to know sometimes they're going to get you. But you just can't let it happen on a consistent basis. Because now teams are just going to blitz them.
Yeah.
Because that's what Jacksonville is going to do.
Everybody's
They're just going to just blitz, and whatever happens, happens. And you got to figure out when we're not blitzing and come out of there.
Yeah.
And that's when they're hoping you just throw it to somebody.
Well, the Packers' offensive line is playing well enough that you probably can't get to him with four rushers.
Yes.
So they're blitzing.
Yes.
People are coming after him and saying, you got to beat us.
Yes. And that keeps 8 in to block, and it keeps 85 in to block if they're bringing a lot of people. Right. Because I will admit to people, and I would concede to people, that the Packers have 2 of the smallest tackles in the league. Danielle Hunter, he's played in Minnesota. He knows. Mm-hmm. So he was giving Zach Tom some issues, okay? But for the most part, Rashid, 6'3", gonna make a lot of money. He's been playing great. But to your point, they're going to make a nice little U shape, and Jordan got to get it out of there.
Yeah, he's got to get it.
Yeah.
I would say
down and run it.
my counter to that Jordan Love isn't playing. What did Gary say?
Gary say still like a young guy, still has training wheels on.
Training wheels. Yeah, I don't
that's-
think so. I think he's trying to do too much, actually.
That's what I said. See, that's the veteran side.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do. Yeah, he didn't learn. He know everything.
He's like advanced.
Yeah,
in
he
his
knows
mind,
everything.
I can do more than this.
Yes, I can make that throw.
But the thing that we talked about last year was let LaFleur's offense work for you.
Yes.
Don't
Yes.
try to overthink it.
Yes.
Don't try to be a hero. LaFleur's offense is really good at scheming and then dictating where you should go with the ball, right?
Stay tuned to X's and O's because, to your point, it proves that. Anytime they're moving people, anytime Jordan he got 20 seconds on the clock, and he's just taking his time. The defense will get impatient right about 14 seconds. They're going to get impatient. They need to get out of their disguise, not to just commit.
Mm-hmm.
And once I see they're committing, I know where to go. So sometimes letting him do it, we used to call it check with me. Holmgren would just point at Brett, and Brett would get to the line and check with me and go through his audibles. If he likes it, call a play we like, and we get moving. Sometimes he gets to call, and then, he can get Brett 3 plays. If they, out of this formation, they give you this, and this is what we're running.
Right.
And everybody knows it. But if they go casino mean they bring in 7 people, then you can go max protection and go downfield.
Right. I mean, don't be afraid to hit those little stick routes.
No, that's
6 yards.
ratings.
That's like a run. It's really like handing the ball off and getting 6 yards on a run.
I remember Brett threw. I talked to him the other day. I think he threw like 10 or 12 checkdowns one time. It frustrated Tampa so much. Time they just like, the Hardy Nickersons of the world. They're like, oh my God.
They're just waiting for him to throw an interception.
Dump it. Next thing you know, Robert Brooks deep. We were patient, and I'm sure the coaches are telling them that.
Yeah. Let's go over to defense because I think we saw some developments there. It was the most I thought I saw Hafley scheme an offense since he's been here. It's like he's finally getting comfortable with who he has and how to use them. Is that an impression you got?
Yeah, I love. I just the bend don't break style defense because you got no turnovers. But we in our room, I want to just take America into a defensive room. In our room, we got 2 things: the train and the plane. You got to manage one of them, and one of them you got to take away. Can't be both. If a team is balanced, we're going to get beat. So the train is the running game with Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders can get 219, but we're going to win the game. Scott Mitchell, the quarterbacks, they have maybe 100 yards passing. We won the game. But if Scott Mitchell, Rodney Peete, these guys got like 250 passing, 2 touchdowns, and Barry Sanders got 200, we're going to get beat. So we manage. So that's why I love the game plan, because when number 7 went out, you said, oh boy, what's going to happen? 45. Wilson just steps up. I'm ready to go. Him and 56 going after the quarterback is just amazing. So I know people, Joe Mixon had, I think, 28 carries. I think he had 28 carries for over 100-something yards. But for some reason, when it was on the quarterback, he was all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, he was confused. They got him out of the pocket a couple of times, and you could just see his body language, because he's used to throwing it to Nico Collins for 75 yards.
Yeah.
But, their top guy, Stephon Diggs, 5 catches, 21 yards.
Yeah.
Because my nephew messed with him before, during the game.
Yeah.
Jair just got him out of this game.
Yeah. And
But
I'm
that
not
was a
sure what
great
happened
game.
to Tank Dell either. I mean,
No, I don't think he had a target. No catches.
But I think they sort of cut the head off the beast, which was they sent all these pressures at,
Yes.
at
Yeah.
Stroud, and it messed with him, messed with
Yes.
their offensive
And that's what
line.
Minnesota did.
Yeah.
Minnesota did the same thing.
Right.
But Hafley, man, they love playing that system because each week it's a different hero. Although they didn't get it.
You must have loved the McKinney sack.
Oh my God! When I saw him down there, I told I think it was Gilbert, he ain't down there for window dressing. He's coming.
And
He's coming.
I asked him, why don't they pick you up? What else would you be down there for? And it was interesting. He was like, well, we've never showed it before.
Yeah.
We never showed me down there. He said they're sliding their line to all the blitzers because they had Cooper and Wilson right up at the line of scrimmage, and they were threatening a blitz on the other side. And then they did a combo coverage where Nixon dropped in at safety, and Bullard went and covered the guy in the flat.
Loved it.
It was a really well-designed play.
See, that's our we used to call it pick. We used to call it pick plays. We go in and pick the guard and the center, so the center can't pop out.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll run into him. Don't hold him, because they will call that now. You run into him, the guard searching for you, but he can't move. You got a free rusher. And we tell the cornerback, we're going to get to the quarterback before he realizes there's a hot guy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's CJ's, 29 is CJ's guy, but he missed him. But as you say, he didn't show it. Normally that's 25 or even 20 blitzing.
Right.
But not 29. So something should have been up when he's going through his cadence. They probably just didn't believe it.
It reminded me of some of those blitzes you had against Steve Young, where he would just not. I mean, it was like they were in denial that you would be coming from that side, right?
Yes, exactly.
I mean, there was some kind of flaw in the.
Yeah. It's West Coast. They're thinking they can get the 3 to 5 eligibles out before you get there. But they were thinking about Reggie sliding in line to Reggie. If you slide the line to Reggie, hey, look at God.
Yeah.
I'm just coming.
Right.
And so now you got to say, okay, the center has to pop out to get me. But when we run a pick play with Brian Williams, the center can't get out there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's who's 56 in this defense and 45. You're going to go get us, which they tried. Wilson right up the middle, unblocked.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to figure out what these guys do. A lot of the stuff they were doing was new. Now, once you get it on tape, people can still defend it.
Correct.
Which is fine. But each week is different. And their playbook is thick, but it's the supplement that we like. Because those plays are stuff that our interns, our film crew, they come up with plays for the coaches because they watch all this tape. That's why I love coaches, man. They put up something that the other team may not know. The other team do the same thing.
Yeah, and they have to be based on matchups too, which is what changes your opinion.
Great
or
point.
your plan.
Great point.
Yes. I wonder going into the Jacksonville game, they're playing a pretty bad team.
Yeah.
So I want to see whether he stays aggressive. Like, don't back off just because it's not a very good team. You got the Lions coming in the week after that. You want to keep that rolling, right? I mean, you want to keep pressuring. You don't show the Lions something you're going to do against them, but what do you think? Or would you just play it straight up and knowing that they're a bad team, not do too much schematically?
It's baked in the cake. I'm a chef, by the way.
Right.
With my guy, Chef's Table, the butler and the chef. It's baked in the cake. There is no, I'm not talking past Jacksonville. I'm just giving a context answer. Detroit, in their car, there is no brake. It's all gas.
Mm-hmm.
All gas. There is no brake. The brakes are taken out, but everybody's on the same page. Same thing with the Packers. What you're good at, you stick to that. make the other team beat you. They get paid too. So I wouldn't think he would go down there and play a lot of cover 4 or cover 2, just taking these guys for granted, because any NFL team can beat you. The word upset does happen.
Yeah, heck yeah.
So take the breaks out, all gas. That's the only way you can get to a Super Bowl. Make Trevor Lawrence have a career day. But he should be running around like CJ.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you get any quarterback time, they got the Gabe Davis of the world. They got a rookie, Thomas Jr. from LSU, 6'4", runs sub 4.3. He can get deep on you. Evan Ingram, a tight end, a very athletic guy. He can get deep. Christian Kirk, he was up in Arizona. I mean, they have weapons. So why that's a great question, Tom. If I'm Hafley, I'm gonna do my film study, and I'm going to the mechanic, to the garage, take these brakes out. I know we got gas coming.
Okay.
Because if we don't have 7, because he's in protocol, Quay Walker, 45, 56, 58, those guys want to go after the quarterback.
Yeah. No question. Okay. We are to your prediction.
Yeah, now, this is my hometown.
Yeah.
And I've never lost to Jacksonville. In Jacksonville, I don't think the Packers have either. But, so I expect Packer fans going to be there, but, I mean, the plane loads. So, but they want to see a game with no turnovers by Jordan Love in the offense, and the defense get back to turnovers, because Jacksonville will give you some. So I'm going to say 30-17, and it'll be one of these games to where right out of the box, you got to get up 14-21-0, and let the doubt set in. And this should be a game that you can get number 8 over 125, 30 yards, a couple of touchdowns. That would be amazing. But it's the attempts. He only had 12 attempts.
Yeah.
So, and by the way, if you're a Packer fan in Jacksonville, come see me at the Culver's on 101 Monument Road. I'll be on this Saturday. I'll be there from 12 to 3. All you got to do is come by some custard, which they have the best custard ever. And you get a free autograph. Did you see my Culver's commercial in the stadium?
No.
Oh, my God.
No, I didn't see it.
How can you miss that? I'm thanking the farmers.
I was busy. I expect, like you to save me a quart or something. I get there about 5, so you just wait at
That's
that
too
Culver's
much.
and I'll be there, okay?
How about a pint?
A single scoop you're going to give me? Thanks.
Hey, you can get any mix in you want.
Okay, whatever. Yeah.
But I think they need to, on the road, score 30 points. That would be amazing.
Okay, yeah, and go see LeRoy if
Culver,
you're there.
I'd be excited. Yes.
It'll be fun. All right,
Yeah.
who do you want to thank?
MilwaukeeWindowGuys.com. They got the best windows and doors. They already have low prices. They're going to give you an extra 20% off if you mention LEAP, LEAP. And again, anywhere you download podcasts, look for the Leap 36 podcast. And again, I want to thank Anthem, Blue Cross Blue Shields of Milwaukee. We started the Butler versus Bullying school tour. We're going to do over 50 schools between now and the end of the year, the anti-bullying message. So I just appreciate them for doing that. And again, make sure y'all subscribe to get some of the best work that Tom and your blog, how did that go?
Thank you. Good.
Did it go good?
Yeah, we had a.
Were you on there arguing with people?
I was, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Well, they were getting a little antsy early going there, and, I have to either calm them down or rile them up, one or the other. But we had a good 3,000 people on
very
the
nice.
blog, 11,000 page views. Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Yeah.
I'll be there
You're
from
a popular
Jacksonville.
guy. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, we will be back with X's and O's, and then
Yeah, stay tuned for
be
that.
here with you after the Jacksonville game.
Yeah.
See ya.